Hello, everybody, and welcome again. This is Will with Energize Us. Today, we're going to take a dive into the topic of the contracting industry. What are some issues that you should face before coming in, as well as issues that are happening within the industry that you don't know in the first few years of business? Either is it pricing, is it unlicensed work, is it other people undercutting your value, or is it you just can't find customers? So let's talk about that because it's been a hot topic the last 3 days on social media. So we're gonna jump into this all together on the contracting industry. So for most people, as they jump into contracting, the tire kickers, yeah. So for most people jumping into contracting, for the most part, especially when it comes to the skill trades, I genuinely feel, or anything that's service-based, so many people jump into the industry, jump into contracting because they recognized early on that their work, their value, the service, their time is worth a dollar amount. So many people tend to jump into contracting, jump into service-based industries because they recognize, hey, I can turn a buck real quick. At the end of the day, if you can turn on a light bulb, you're gonna make some money. So many people jump into the contracting industry because of that easily, readily accessible service that everybody needs, and you can make money along the way. The issue is when you jump into an industry, when you jump into a task, and you only primarily focus on one avenue of revenue, basically the service itself, you can start running into so many roadblocks. And that's what people don't understand before they get into it. Now, granted, I personally believe jumping into a new scenario, jumping into a new position, jumping into or putting yourselves in a room where you don't have all the answers, the best way to get going is hit the ground running. I'm a big believer, a big component of speed. Speed is very valuable when it comes to learning a new skill, when it comes to operating business, when it comes to new ventures in life. Why? I love the illustration right now with the plane. Everyone knows a plane, right? That's my drawing of a plane. But for so many people, this plane is basically their business. How do you get something that's this heavy with gravity to now take off and fly? That's my light going off. How does something that weighs this much end up taking flight? It's by speed. With enough speed, you can generate momentum. With enough momentum, you now create lift. That's the importance of speed. Give me 2 seconds. I just gotta pop in some new batteries for our light. So, how do we get lift? We get lift, we get speed. How do you get your business to take off even when there is opposing forces? It's by speed. With speed, you can basically defy the laws of gravity with enough speed. Enough speed, you can create lift. God made things heavy, stay on the ground. You pick something up, it falls to the ground. But if I was to chuck this for 2 seconds, it's gonna carry lift. And then, of course, the more distance you go, the longer it's in the air, gravity's gonna push it back down. The same applies with your business. For your business to take off, you need speed. After you get lift off, after you have enough height, clearance, running room, Now you can pull back on speed. And now you can do what's called coasting. You can just do maintenance work. You can now clean up shop so you can ride off your momentum now. That was the first thing I actually want to touch base with you guys. There's a few people jumping on the live, so appreciate you guys. Today was a spontaneous Instagram live talking about contracting industry, when people jump in, what's needed to carry on momentum. It's also being recorded on YouTube. But for so many people, speed is neglected. They want to make sure everything's done beforehand. They want to know every answer to every problem. Okay, now is that the shrewd way? Is that the wise way? Yes, but when you think and overthink, sometimes it's killing your dreams. It's killing the momentum that you have for takeoff. The most important aspect of this all is lift. So 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, my wife's on the live, so I don't know if she can vouch for this. I decided to take flying lessons. And I decided to go flying. I woke up one day and I said, I'm going to sign up for flying lessons. On day one, let me tell you, on day one of flight school, they illustrated this the best way possible in person. So we get into the plane, we do the safety stuff, checks and everything. So we get in the plane, he takes off. He gets some air, and then he goes, for all of our students, we simulate a stall. For all of our students, we show you the importance of trusting your plane. And I was like, well, where is he getting at? Because his tone changed. I started getting worried. I was like, where is he going with this? So we go up, we're around 5,000 feet, and he said, I need you to trust the plane. If you can't trust the plane, if you start freaking out, you're not going to enjoy this class. So many people take the book knowledge, so many people do the prep work, and then they take all the hours of classroom, they get into the plane, and then in their first flight, they freak out. So all the book work can only get you so far. All the studying, all the preparation can only get you to a certain point before hard skills have to come in, before you actually have to do the work. So we're flying, and I'm like, once again, in my head, I'm like, where is he going at? What's going on? Why is he talking about this? Why are your tones different? Why are we high? So we up there, and then he pulls the speed. He puts the airplane on idle and shuts the key off. And he goes, I'm going to land this plane without an engine. And I thought this dude lost his mind. When he started pulling speed, I'm like, oh God, we're going to die. But then he showed, we are not going to die. We already created lift. We already have lift. Not only that, but we now are soaring and we have momentum. So now we're at 5,000 feet. He goes, if I need more speed, I rely on gravity. So if I need speed, because think about it. When you're moving fast, you just need momentum to keep you up. But if you pull the brakes, eventually it's going to fall. If you need speed and you already have height, that's when you use gravity. Take some downtime. And that's what he did. Let the plane dip. And guess what? When you come down at an angle now, you're generating more speed now because you're falling, but then you can go right back up. So technically, you can do a motion like this in a plane, and you will never and ever run out of need to run out of gas. You don't have to worry about an engine failure. You can stay up there because now you create wind lift by using your speed. That blew my mind because that put into perspective the same thing about business. To take off, you need speed. Once you have lift and you have enough run, now you ride on momentum. If there's hard times, like an engine failure, if things unforeseen happens, rely on gravity. Take the slow period, go down. Use that to generate enough speed, regroup yourself, then come right back up. That is what I learned about speed and the value. The issue is so many people come into the trade right now thinking speed, 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 lift, 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 and then they burn out. And now they don't know how to manage anything else. They don't understand gravity. They don't understand momentum. They don't understand, regrouping, because they relied so much on their skill. So if they end up breaking a leg, if they end up getting hurt, business now goes out of business because they didn't calculate for it. That's the issue with the industry nowadays. So many people want to get in because the lucrativeness, they see what's online, they don't have a game plan, they don't know how to go about it, and this is the situation that they put themselves into. So for your business to take off, you need speed. Once you have speed, you can generate lift. Once you have lift and you've been in business for a while, you can pull back on speed. You don't have to go buck wild anymore. You can pull back on speed and you can ride momentum. And when hard times come, that's when you have your systems, your development. That's when you have your whole office staff, soft skills to keep you up, because now you already have enough momentum. The hardest part, though, in the beginning stages is speed. Remember that speed is what's needed. Yet, we learned that with too much speed and solely focus on going can now screw you in the long run. That's also how you can create another form of stall. So if you guys are just jumping in, I appreciate you guys. There is so many lessons you can learn from aerodynamics, from flight school, that directly relates to your business. So if you guys are ever thinking of opening up a business, I say go to flight school first. Appreciate you guys.